So we're still here in Beaufort, or Beaufort, North Carolina. We've been here for about 4 days, waiting for the winds to abate. We saw 20 to 30 knots here in the anchorage. And the winds are coming down today, but the sea state is pretty rough still. We'd like to head down to Charleston, so that's the goal. You can see things are quite a bit clearer, and the winds have come down quite a bit here in the anchorage. You can see how close we ended up anchoring. We had a lagoon back here, and these are our friends on Polaris right here. And we had to kind of pack in because we all had to be back behind the green channel marker. We tried anchoring a little farther out down there when we first came in, and the police came out and told us to move. So you can see everybody's kind of wedged in here, but it was a good place to ride out the storm. Pretty protected. Only challenge is it's on a creek that has a pretty good tidal flow. So we had some tides at currents, about a 2-knot current each way, so the boats would fight the current and then the wind. So basically sometimes we were not pointed into the wind, which made things a little interesting, but it wasn't bad. Neat little town. So it's a bright, clear, still morning here in Beaufort, North Carolina. Beaufort, I think it is. And you can see that some of the boats have left. Some of them are still here. Tide's up right now, and the sun is bright and shiny. And we're gonna be leaving here in a couple hours with probably buddy boating with Polaris, and we're both headed down probably to the Charleston area. Should be about a 36-hour motor, mostly, unfortunately. It seems like we either have too much wind or not enough. That's a nice big sailboat over there. It's been there all week. So we're gonna head over to Morehead City, visit the fuel dock there, and then we'll head out, probably be on the outside by 3 or 4 o'clock, and that should put us in good timing for arrival early in the morning down in the Charleston area. So we are headed out into the Atlantic again, leaving Beaufort, North Carolina. We stopped and got some fuel. We had to get out of the ship channel for that guy over there. He passed us coming out, so we were glad to get out of his way. And we're headed pretty much south right now. We'll be turning a little bit more southwest as we come around the next cape, which is in about 100 miles. We got about a 200-mile run to Charleston, and Betsy's kind of manning the helm right now. And we're not we're still pretty close to shore. You can see it over there, but we'll get out about 25-30 miles here to get around the cape. Hopefully the wind does not come up. It's supposed to come up a little bit, but right now we've got like 5-6 knots right on our nose, which is, you know, very pleasant to motor into. But if it does pipe up, we're hoping it doesn't come right on the nose. So we've gone about halfway from Beaufort, North Carolina to Charleston. motored all the way. We only have about 7 knots of wind, and it's pretty much right on our nose. Just enough wind to kick up a little chop in the ocean. But you can see the sun is rising, and the wind is actually going to diminish more. It's going to go down to probably about 3 or 4 knots. So the sea should flatten out a little bit later on. We have about 100 miles to go before the entrance to Charleston Harbor. So we are about 12 hours, well, a little less than 12 hours from Charleston. Sun is setting. We should be there probably about 6 o'clock in the morning. And as you can see, there's very little wave action because there's very little wind. So we're motoring again still, and we have beautiful sunset. Are we safely anchored, Miss Betsy?
We are safely anchored.
We hope.
And it's a beautiful day in Charleston.
Yeah, we came in right at first light. You can see the sun's still coming up there. And we're in kind of what's called the South Channel in Charleston. There's Charleston right there. You see where a couple other boats are anchored here. And we should have good protection from southerly winds. Might get a little chop in the bay, but not too bad. So 200-mile voyage from Beaufort, North Carolina, and there's a marina up there, dinghy dock. See out in the distance there's a marina there. Some other boats anchored over here. I didn't want to get into the crowd there. And then a bridge that we can't go under. So I think the dinghy dock's right there in that marina. So we're about a mile from the dinghy dock. That's not bad. So we'll rest up. Maybe we'll go into town tomorrow. We had, of course, been to Charleston several times, but we had never come here by boat. So this was a unique experience. We came in to the harbor. It's a good-sized harbor. We anchored on the south side, which is to the right of the screen there. And it was pretty good anchorage. It's a lot of room. There is some junk on the bottom of the harbor. Right there is where we anchored, right about there. And it's right off the ICW, so it's a good place to stop if you're on the ICW. And we really enjoy Charleston. It's really a neat city. It's we ended up dinging around the point there and coming in to the Marine Center. But when we're there, we love to look at the architecture. We love to eat the food. They got great barbecue, and of course they have the downtown market, which is really special because it's kind of like a flea market that's open all the time. We'll definitely come back to Charleston when we have more time in the future. So we're leaving Charleston Harbor. It's about 5 p.m. I want to get out of the channel around 6. So there's Charleston. Saying bye-bye. This is Fort Sumter right here. Don't know if you can see it with the glare off the water. And we're coming around to the ship channel. Gonna stay just outside the ship channel, leaving Charleston, headed for St. Augustine. So we are out of Charleston Harbor, out of the ship channel. We're having to motor. The wind is right on our nose and it's pretty light. It's supposed to shift in about 3 or 4 hours and get a little stronger and be in a direction where we can sail, do a little beam reach. So we're waiting for that to happen and watching the sunset slowly on the horizon there. So we are headed pretty much south. Yeah, southwest. My bad. Well, goodbye to the sun, and we'll be sailing in the dark here. The sun is officially down. So we are it's about 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. We're about 14 hours out of Charleston, and we had a fair amount of wind last night, so we actually sailed a little faster than we wanted to. We were doing 8 and 9 knots and 15 to 20 knots of wind last night, so threw off our timing for St. Augustine. We'll get there in the middle of the night, which we don't want to do that, so we're gonna stop in Brunswick, Georgia for the evening, and then we'll head out early in the morning and be about 55 miles to St. Augustine, so we'll get there tomorrow afternoon. So should work pretty good. So we got off to too fast a start from Charleston to St. Augustine. We were sailing 8 and 9 knots last night and 15 to 20 knots of wind. Nice beam reach, but too fast. So we decided to stop here in Brunswick, Georgia, kind of in the outer harbor, in a nice little spot. There's a little bit of wind, but just barely a little chop on the water, and there's the sunset over there. We got in about an hour before sunset. You can see we're kind of, looks like we're out in the middle of nowhere, but there's some shallow water right there. And we're just right off the ICW right over there. So we might see some ICWers go by. And then they're working on the channel. They're doing some dredging. And there's a ship channel right out here. So nice little quick stop. Nothing real super pretty or nothing really to do in the city. Kind of the outer harbor. So, but hey, make a quick rest, and then we got to leave at 3 a.m. in the morning to get down to St. Augustine in daylight hours. So the unglamorous side of sailing, getting up at 2:30 in the morning to hit a window to head down to St. Augustine. You have to get up at 2:30 in the morning?
Absolutely, it's my normal shift time.
Well, Betsy always gets up at 2:30 in the morning. So it's dark here in the anchorage, and we're going to be heading out through the channel. We just came in the dark, but it's well lit, and we have a chart plotter, and so hopefully it'll go well. Sun just came up. We have sails up. Looks like that Genoa needs a little more tuning, so we'll get on that. Get the Admiral on that. Our main's not, it's kind of baggy too. We got a reef in, that reef line doesn't work as good as the regular line, so. But we're headed south. Hopefully we'll be in St. Augustine around 3 to 4 o'clock. get our mooring. Miss Betsy's got helm duty. Whenever I'm filming, Betsy has helm duty. That's how that works. And we got the lines all set up. We got the reef line set in case we need to, not the reef line, we have the furling line all set on the winch in case we have to furl a sail for gusty winds. So we're pretty well set. So after a 14-hour run from Brunswick, Georgia, we are in St. Augustine in the mooring field. We've arrived in the mooring field, St. Augustine, and we'll be here till Friday, and we're going to have the boat hauled and put it on the hard for a little while. How was our trip, Miss Betsy?
That was great. Beautiful, warm. It got much warmer.
Yes, we're happy. It's warmer in Florida than it was up north.
Yep. So we're all secure. There's a beautiful castle over here.
Yeah, we got
The drawbridge.
the town of St. Augustine right here. Right on the other side of the bridge over there is the actual marina and the dinghy dock. So it's a short dinghy ride into town, and dinghy dock comes with the mooring. You can also get used to the facilities with the mooring. This is the Bridge of Lions, opens every half hour from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can see the other side of the peninsula over there. There's some anchorage room over there. You can see a boat coming in. It's getting ready for the 10 o'clock opening for the bridge. Out there you can see the entrance into St. Augustine off the Atlantic Ocean. And over here we have another anchorage. Right here. It's a pretty good amount of room for boats. You have to stay within the channel markers there. But if you don't want to pay for the mooring, or there's no moorings available, you can stay there. So we're going to be here a couple more nights, and then we're going to have the boat hauled out and put it in storage for 2 months while we go visit family.